What's up, y'all? This is Dub It Down. I'm gonna tell you how I done made 300,000 to 400,000 on my eBay, and maybe a 9 year period, maybe 10 years I was in eBay. But it took me 8 or 9 years to make 400,000, about 400. Then I had about 3,000 pairs left, so I had about 100,000 on my online still before the pandemic happened, which eBay took a turn for the worse after the pandemic happened. I had like no sales. I used to do like 8 or 900 a week in sales, and then I went down to like 400 a week. Then I went down to 200 when the pandemic happened. Then I went down to like 100 a week. Then I went down to like 100 a month, and it just got worse and worse. And it's still, my eBay has never recovered since the pandemic happened. But I could tell you how I made 300,000 from my eBay. And what I did is I went to the Goodwills every day, and I'm down here in Melbourne, Florida, so we have like 4 Goodwills around us, and they kept building new ones around us while I was getting my business going on my eBay. I started selling shoes because I realized that they were pretty cheap for a pair of shoes at Goodwill, and they were nice shoes. But I started out selling shoes. I would get a pair of shoes for $7.99 to $10.99 at Goodwill, and I'm talking about like expensive shoes. You know, I'm not talking about just a bunch of crap. I'm talking about good brand name shoes, and they were in good condition because nobody was buying shoes back 10 years ago when I got into it. But I started going to the Goodwills, 3 or 4 different Goodwills every day, and I would go sometimes twice a day. I would go in the morning and sometimes in the evening. But anyways, I got started, and immediately when I got started selling shoes on my eBay, I started making money. Like I made maybe $100 the first week I got my shoes. I got like 20 pairs on there. I made $100 within the first week on my selling shoes on eBay. But I liked it, and I stayed with it for 10 years. It took me maybe 8 or 9 years. That's when maybe 7 years when the pandemic happened, because kind of been out of work for 3 years on eBay because I haven't been selling that much. But approximately 3 years ago is when. So I would say I worked on eBay for 7 or 8 years, and then the pandemic happened. And then my company they did shut me down one time on eBay, and then I got kind of reinstated from them. I'm not sure what you call it exactly, but from they switched to the algorithm, and they were had no customer service. They had nobody working for them. They switched all to automation on their eBay, and that's when I couldn't get my business back going when they shut it down, because I had like 2 people give me bad feedback, and then they were like I had return rates that were too high or something for their algorithm, and they wanted to shut my business down on eBay, so they eventually did, and I had to relist all my shoes. I had when this happened, I had like 3,500 pairs of shoes on eBay, and what I have in my house is a big living room converted into my room, which is 2 rooms converted into 1 room. So what I did is I knocked all the walls down. I didn't build it, but my mom built it when we renovated this trailer that we live in, this double wide. But we took the living room and the back Florida room, and we converted it into 1 room. Then I put metal racks and throughout my room, the metal racks that you could put a lot of shoes on. The type of metal racks are kind of like in a warehouse type of racks. I'll show you in a minute before I end this video. I'll turn the camera around and show you my shoe racks. But I have sheets back here, but under those sheets and back here in this back room, I'll show y'all in a minute. That's getting renovated right now. But I had shoes throughout this whole living area that I was in this particular room, this huge room that I'm in. I had metal racks and shoes piled up to the ceiling on it. Because what I did for 7-8 years, I shopped at Goodwills nonstop, and I would spend, after a few years of buying a few pairs and making a couple hundred a week, I started doing better. I started making like 800 or 900 a week, but I was spending three hundred a week on buying new shoes, and I was making 900 a week. But sometimes I would have like $1,100 a week. But that's basically an 8 year period. I was making 55,000 for a few years, 55, maybe 60,000 each year. So it adds up to about 350,000, and then I had 100,000 worth of shoes still on my eBay. But basically that's how I did it. I was always customer friendly on my eBay. I had in total altogether I sold like over 9,000 pairs of shoes. So you guys could check this if you want to look on my link. I'll post it in the description below. But you can look on my feedback I have on my eBay. You can see I sold over 9,000 pairs of shoes. I still have some shoes on there too. That I relisted after I got reinstated back on my eBay, but I never got it back the way I had it before. I had 3,500, 3,200 pairs of shoes in my room stacked up to the ceiling. I was making 900 a week. I was spending 300 or 400 a week on shoes. I was buying Dunkin' coffees like 3 times a day. And Dunkin' coffees aren't that cheap either. I was buying 3 of them a day. I would get out there in the morning, get me a coffee. You know what I'm saying? Go back up there, get me another coffee. And then the evening, when my mom got off work, I'd get a coffee with her. Because we would go out to the Goodwills also after she got home from work. So I was constantly buying shoes. And we did this for 7-8 years straight. Then the pandemic happened. And which shut my business down on eBay. But I'll give you a quick walk around in my room. I'll show you what I can. Some of it has sheets over it, and my room's not really, it's not too tidy right now. It's not messy, but it's not, it's not like my bed is not made. I have shoes on the floor. I have shoes cause we took them out of this room over here that's getting renovated. Then we had to move them over here, so my room's kind of a mess right now. But I'll show you all how I did it. But anyways, let me see if this camera's doing good over here. So I have sheets back here, but under these sheets, I have shoes. If you can see that, it's kind of hard to see, but I have shoes, and then totes. I have totes stacked up over here because we took them out of that back room. I don't know if you can see that, but we took them out of that back room over there. There's a big plastic sheet on there because they were putting up drywall and stuff. So, they put that sheet up to keep the dust out. But I have shoes. If you look over here, I have shoes over here. I have shoes down here. On these metal racks, I have shoes over here. Throughout over here, then I have another room, that's going down towards the hallway. I have another room over there that has shoes in it also. But I had so many damn shoes. I had 3,500 at one pair, 3,500 pairs of shoes in my house, and I had them all on eBay. But that was a few years ago when I had it like that. But I don't sell like that no more. My eBay's never recovered, but the most I sell now is like 1-2 items a month, 2 pairs of shoes a month, and I have my albums, all the albums I made on eBay. That's what you get when you buy one of my albums. You get a postcard of a album cover, and then you get them in an envelope and a burned disc, and a signed burned disc, But that's what you get when you buy my albums. But I have all my albums listed, but I only sold one album on my eBay. I only sold one burned album since I had them on there, and I don't sell shoes like I used to. I still have like 600, maybe, yeah, 600 pairs of shoes, maybe 580, something like that on there. But I don't sell but one or two every month. So my eBay has never really quite recovered how I had it before. But I don't really want it to either, because the thing is about making $60,000 a year from eBay is you are busy. When I was selling 3 or 4 pairs a day on eBay, it was busy as hell, man. And all you do for that long a period was wrap shoes up all day long. That's all you do. You would sit there, lay down for a few minutes until you would get some sales, because I worked from the house. I didn't have another job. My eBay was my main income. But I would just lay there. I would be getting sales all day, so I had to get up, start getting them packed up and stuff like that every day. For 8, 9 years straight, I did that. But that's how I made 350 to 400,000 on my eBay. Then I still had leftover. I had 100,000 still listed after I got reinstated on my eBay. Now I have like 250,000, because I have 100,000 on shoes still, and then I have over 100,000 on my album copies, so I have over 250,000 now on my eBay. But that's not, those albums aren't really selling that much. But I'll leave the description in the in I mean I'll leave a link in the description. But that's all I got. So I just want to tell you guys, you can make money on eBay, but it's like, you know, eBay is, you'll stay busy. If you're selling that much like I used to, you'll stay busy. You'll have sales every day. You know what I'm saying? You'll be wishing you had a break. That's how much you'll be selling on there. But they don't really have eBay like, I mean, not eBay. They don't really have goodwills like that anymore. The cost of shoes done went up to like $19 to $25 for a nice pair of shoes. Maybe more than that, maybe a little less, but you're looking at like $20 for a pair of shoes, which means I can't really afford to shop at Goodwills like I used to, because the prices went up. Since I haven't been buying shoes for a few years, but I haven't bought shoes in like 3 years. I've been pretty much retired on my eBay. But Goodwills are too expensive now to do it how I did it. But that's basically how you make 350,000 from your eBay. So it's been fun, guys. I'm gonna talk to y'all later. I'll upload this video, put my link in the description, so you guys can check my eBay if you want. You can look at my album covers on there, and I mean my albums that I have on my eBay, and you can look at some shoes. But you can see on there that I have over 9,000 feedback. That's because I sold over 9,000, maybe more, a lot more pairs than that, but I only have 9,000 feedback. But I sold a lot more pairs than that. You know what I'm saying? But alright, guys, it's been fun. Room was a little dirty. Still try to show y'all how to build your structures with your metal racks, stuff like that. Stack them to the ceiling if you can. But if you got Goodwills and they do cheap shoes, you might be able to still go into business like I did. If you could find shoes for like $7 to $10 on very nice shoes, you might still be in business with Goodwill shopping and selling shoes like that. But alright, guys, that's just my little story for you. True story, how I made 350,000 on eBay. 8-year period, I made 350,000. Not much to it other than that. eBay, I trusted them a lot, but then they shut me down for no reason at all. Then I was like, kind of like, I had a bad experience with eBay because they wouldn't reinstate me. You know, they were like, all my listings got dropped off of there, so I had to relist them. But you know, that's all I got right now. So, all right, it's been fun. Dub it down.